know, growing up, Rich, I'm hard-pressed to think of more than 3 varieties of apples.
Yeah.
Your classic Granny Smith, Golden Delicious, and maybe that red one, the Jonathan.
Jonathan, yeah.
But there are so many more varietals of apples out there. So I think when it comes to making cider, I wouldn't be surprised if they have quite a few varietals growing and that they blend different, you know, tart, dry, crisp, sweet, because apples ain't apples.
Apples ain't apples. There we go.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Looking forward to tasting and cooking it.
You like cider?
Yeah, I do like cider.
Okay.
It's the man himself.
Hey, guys.
Hello, Becky, I'm Karen.
Karen, how you going?
Richard, how are you?
Yeah,
Thanks
good,
for having
Richard.
us here
Awesome.
at Dale's for Cider.
No, you're very welcome.
You off to do a bit of pruning?
Yeah, just after finish the rest of the summer prune. So would you like to come up and
Can we trail along?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Let's go and check it out.
Lead the way. So, Mackie, how did it all start?
Well, it's these apple varieties, to be honest. They're really quite special and great for making cider. They're sort of heritage listed from the UK.
Okay.
And that makes our cider pretty unique in the Australian market, yeah.
And this seems like a new way to sort of grow an apple orchard. Normally would have just trees and height, but
you're
this one's all
referring to the chalice?
espaliated. Yeah.
The
Yeah, no,
trellis.
you're right. This is called Chatura trellis. The system was designed in Chatura, just out near Shepparton in Victoria. And you have the main central leader, you tie down the laterals. You get a lot more trees per acre than you would a traditional orchard, so that the fruit per tree ratio is less, and that fruit is supposed to be better and higher in quality.
Okay, and what are some of the varietals you're talking about, these special heirloom?
Some of the more common ones are sort of like Somerset Red Streak,
Yep.
Yarlington Mill,
Yeah.
Kingston Black, Stoke Red. So
Okay, great names.
yeah.
Great names.
Yeah, real common in like sort of Somerset, Devon, so where they originated from, but not so popular here.
And you run the orchard on organic principles?
Yeah, we're certified by the ACO, the Australian Certified Organics. That's the largest certifying body in Oz. We get audited every year, so it's quite a so
Wow,
it's quite a process to upkeep
And
the
that's great that they do that too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to be, otherwise there's sort of no regulation in the industry.
Well, I'm really looking forward to tasting some of your cider.
That's the best
But
part.
I'm also going to be cooking with it. I'm doing a dish of salmon with fennel and apple.
Yeah,
but
wonderful.
definitely cooking the salmon in the cider.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of our ciders are still, so traditional style without the bubble, and they're great for cooking with.
And I'm doing a crispy silken tofu with seaweed and silver beet. Maybe a dry cider might match well with that.
Yeah, perfect. We've got a few styles of really dry cider that work really well with this style of apple, because there's lots of tannins and an acidity in those that you don't get from the table fruit.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I really feel there is so much to see and taste here in Daresford. You can just feel the passion from Mackie about what he does. So, Rich, what is this special dish that's going to go with Mackie's cider?
I love silken tofu. It reminds me of like having scrambled eggs, but it's sort of not. This is a quick go-to meal, and I'm going to do it with a silver beet salad, edamame, seeds, ginger.
And what are you after? A bit of a shred?
Tight, nice shred. What I'm going to do here is, Karen, I'm going to drain this.
Really important to do before you fry.
Yeah. I'm going to use spiral peanut oil.
For the dressing, tablespoon of gluten-free spiral soy.
Okay, that oil looks fantastic.
Tablespoon of mirin.
Yeah.
And I've got some plum vinegar.
Look, that umbushi plum, it's got that really sweety, sour... And
Salty.
Salty.
And sour. Great in a dressing like this. Richard, would you like to put a little bit of... You've got some umbushis here.
Yeah.
Umbushi plum. I love that word. Okay. They say one of these in the morning and you'll live for 100 years.
Well, let's go.
Really?
Let's join each other in the future.
That is salty.
And look, it's not insulting the palate.
I'm going to put a little bit in the dressing, in fact. I loved it that much.
Right. I'm going to toast some sesame seeds and some pepitas.
I've got some arame seaweed. Did you want some of that in the salad?
Some of that in there. I've got some pickled daikon here, which I'm just going to slice quite finely.
It's full of iodine and nutrients.
This is
Great for
really, really good
digestion.
for the digestion. Our tofu looks like it's ready to turn by the looks of it. It's been about enough time.
gorgeously brown.
Okay, so you have to be very delicate. Look at
Golden.
that. That's
You
perfect.
do have to be so gentle with silken tofu, don't you? And edamame in this one too.
Sort of over the top, I
Over
think.
the top. Avocado. I'm just looking for something to do
Good.
to help.
All right, so how it's going to look on the plate is we're going to have the tofu, we're going to have a little wedge of avocado, and then this all gets
Okay.
sort of dropped off on top.
Well, let me prep the avocado then.
This can go into the salad, just like that.
Wow. It's rather quick, isn't it,
Yeah.
tofu?
It is quick for the fact that it's sort of like scrambled eggs, and that's why I love it.
You keep referring to scrambled eggs. Like, I think you're coming from the angle of it's quite quick to put together,
Yeah.
easily digestible for some eggs,
some,
but
yeah.
tofu in particular. But I think tofu is a great vehicle for other flavours. Like we're introducing some really delicious Japanese flavours here,
It's
and
got
the tofu will just be like a raft of that silken richness, curd, if you like.
All right, I reckon these could come off now, Karen.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Look
Wow.
how that's gone golden and so beautiful and crispy.
You know, with a Japanese-inspired dish, I think it's all about precision with cutting and presentation, but also those gorgeous sort of banquet of flavours, if you like, with the salty plum, the soy, the mirrons. You've got the sweet, you've got sesame and nuts going on. I think it becomes a really interesting thing to eat.
And it's a very clean way.
And a
I
very
do
clean, fresh way.
Yeah. Right.
So, Rich, a little bit of dressing.
Yep.
Now, look, we've got those sprouts too there on the deck. Do you want to get them in the bowl?
Well, I was going to sprinkle them on top with the nuts, with the edamame.
Okay, let's go for
All right.
it.
Should we do this?
Start building this salad.
All right. So, daikon, seaweed, sewer beet,
Edamame.
edamame. Great. Sesame, toasted pepita,
Ginger.
ginger. Okay, our sprouts just on the top.
Just for that extra health kick. It's quite a masterpiece. So seared, crispy tofu, avocado, and a silver beet, seaweed, and edamame salad with an emboshi plum dressing. I think we should try it with the cider.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna put a little bit more in yours.
Thank you so much, Rich.
All right.
Lovely
Well,
dish. Cheers.
Cheers to Mackie. Thanks,
And
Mackie.
tails for cider. Rich, knowing we were coming to Dalesford Cider today, I wanted to think about a dish that would just work really well with the cider, as in cooking with it.
Yeah.
And an oily, rich fish like salmon is just the thing, braised with some apples and some fennel and some lemon. Really quite simple, but these flavours marry together so beautifully. First thing we'll get on, though, is some braising those apples and the fennel. So
Okay.
you want to give me a hand with peeling 2 of the Modi apples.
Okay, great. Let's see if I can get this all off in one go without breaking it, Karen.
And then do you throw it over your shoulder
Oh, maybe.
and see what letter it's...
This is sort of a bit like so now you see how long you can rip your lolly wrapper into, too.
Yeah, I do remember that one.
Yeah.
So, Rich, what
Right,
you'll
see,
do...
that was pretty good.
Oh,
Look.
that is really long.
Okay,
That's
let's
impressive.
go. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes and
Over your
land.
no, over your shoulder,
Oh.
you monkey.
Yeah, monkey O.
That's
Ooh.
a T.
Or an E. All right.
I'm just going to slice this fennel up. So along with the fennel, Rich, I'm going to use 1 shallot and 1 clove of garlic.
And there's one thing about fish is that our bodies cannot produce omega-3s, which is why we should be eating more fresh fish.
Well,
And
regularly, yeah.
2 to 3 times a week. And the Coles Tassie salmon is fantastic.
Yes, salmon is a rich, oily style fish,
Okay.
which is extremely good for us. I'm going to throw some cobram oil into the pan. You know how I love my oil. And in with the garlic and the shallot first. And the fennel in, followed by the apples.
Beautiful.
And then we add a little bit of salt, pepper, and fennel seed just to reinforce that fennel flavour. So pepper and the fennel seed. So that needs to cook for around 10 to 15 minutes. And it'll slowly caramelise down, and then we'll add a few more things like Mackey's cider and some lemon.
Okay. While you've been doing that, I've been looking at these, Karen.
What am I in for now?
It's a game, I think it might be an Italian game that sort of probably got built around the idea of cider, maybe. It's called bocce.
Show me what you got.
All right, coming from a long line of winners, Karen. There we are. Yes!
That was pretty good.
All right, you'll go.
My turn, eh? Well, I come from a long line of bocce players.
All right, you Italians would do that.
You ready?
Let's show us what
So
you've
what
got,
is it?
Karen.
Up in the air and down. Can't be too hard. Oh, yeah,
Right,
knock you
that's
out.
not bad.
Okay, one more.
One more. Ooh.
Knocked it out of the park. Well, Rich, that was a great bocce game.
No, not for me.
Totally enjoyed it.
No.
I think I'm on a winning streak.
We'll see.
The fennel's caramelised beautifully along with the apple. We're going to add a little bit of lemon zest. And if you could pop one of those... Now, there was one of these Mackie said was... That's the one. That's the one. So I will just put a little bit of lemon zest in here. And then you can pour in...
Okay.
Yeah, go for a good shot.
A good shot?
That's it.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Rich. So put pan on there. If you want to just oil the salmon for me.
Yep.
And then we'll coat it in some salt. And Rich, I'm just slicing up some lemon rounds. And we'll put some of the lemon in here.
Yep. And how much salt would you like?
Yep. I'd like a generous amount of salt on the skin of the salmon and the lemon.
Yep.
And we'll put a little bit of pepper as well. Okay, and oil. So in with the lemons first, Rich.
Okay.
Just a little bit of garnish.
A little bit of niceness.
And then in with the fish. Now, literally, I don't know how you like your salmon, but 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes on the skin side, another 2 minutes on the other side, and then 30 seconds rest. Should be beautiful.
Look, I would say that anything cooked by you is going to be good enough for me, Karen.
That's so nice of you, Rich.
Shucks.
Shucks. Now, to dress this fennel and apple up a little bit by adding some of the fennel fronds, don't throw it away. It's great in something like this. Oh, fish, turning.
And I have this thing about when I cook food, I actually want it to look beautiful while it's cooking.
Yeah, that's it.
And that does to me.
And you can also see that the cider and the cobram oil together in the pan are emulsifying and making a little bit of a sauce. Here, I'll just plate this up quickly. A little bit of apple.
Yep.
And some fennel on the plate. And if you want to grab a spoon ready, you can do the saucing of the fish.
Right.
Just tip it on the side there and get those gorgeous juices. The emulsification of the cider with the extra virgin oil. And we'll pop the fish just on the plate. Beautiful. A little bit of lemon on top. And then get some of those juices over the fish. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. And down on this plate here. Cider-glazed apples with caramelised fennel and seared Tassie salmon.
Okay.
Shall we sample?
I think so. That beautiful balance of Mackey's Dalesford cider in there.
Fruit-driven, but still dry. Works really well with the fennel and the apple.
Yeah.
And the richness of the fish.
In context here, beautiful.
We're spoilt today.
I'm so spoiled, I know that.
Rich, this dish is a happy cross between cauliflower cheese and the old-fashioned tuna bake.
Okay, yum.
And it was something I came across when I was trying to incorporate a little bit more vegetable into my girls. There's, what, 8 and 9 years old.
So trying to sort of hide it in there.
They didn't like cauliflower, so I thought, what can I do? That's the truth be known. And now I've transformed this recipe using the Barilla gluten-free penne and also making the white sauce from Liddell's lactose-free milk and cream.
And putting that with Serena tuna?
And Celebrate the tuna, of course. I grew up on Serena tuna, so... very
Australian
familiar.
owned?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Good on him.
What do you want me to do?
Well, let's hit the cauliflower
All right.
first. Instead of breaking it up into tiny little florets,
Yep.
I'm going to use half of it.
Yep.
Then I want you to slice it into centimetre slices so you get this sort of landscape of cauliflower.
All right.
I've got 800 mils of Liddell's lactose-free milk. Just adding a little bit of cream as well, about 150 mils. How are
Okay.
you going there? Yeah.
Good.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
I can remember when I went
Yeah.
diving up in northern Queensland and we got taken out and we got a bit of a tour out there.
Where are you going with this one?
It was called boulder coral and it was like it's like 12 foot by
yeah,
12 foot,
okay.
and seriously that sort of it looks to me like boulder coral. Okay.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with
Yeah.
that.
Good.
Rich, I'm dicing an onion
Yeah.
along with 3 cloves of garlic. Once your boulder coral's ready,
Yeah.
throw it gently into the pot
Okay.
there. Yeah, you go.
I'm gonna put that in.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Done. Beautiful.
Rich,
Yep.
can you open a couple of cans of tuna? And I'm making a white sauce
Yeah.
for this, yeah. Traditionally, you'd use some butter, but I'm going to start it off with a considerable amount of olive oil and follow in with the onions and garlic. So, Rich, in next with some curry powder. I'm going in with a tablespoon and a half and also about 80 grams of White Wings gluten-free flour. So in we go, and it's just a matter of a quick stir through.
Okay.
And Rich, I'm ready for that milk,
Okay.
if you could. And it's just a matter of swapping to a whisk and then stirring the milk in. Can you
Yeah.
check that cauliflower? Because I think
All right.
it might be ready.
Look at that. All right.
Okay, my sauce is ready and nice and thick. Now we've got some Barilla gluten-free penne already cooked, so we
Yep.
can throw that into this bowl.
All right. Yeah.
Pop that in there. And then we'll put the tuna in, I think.
Okay.
And then in with this curry sauce. And Rich, could you grab some of the Liddell's lactose-free cheese?
Yep.
A couple of handfuls in there.
Okay.
And it's just a matter of mixing this through really gently.
Okay, so I want to talk about gluten intolerance and gluten sensitivity. So do you know the difference, Karen?
No, I don't.
Okay, so gluten intolerance is basically a medical condition.
Yes.
Yeah, so a person has to be on a celiac diet for the rest of their life with that.
I
Whereas
have a few friends that
Yeah.
suffer like that too.
Yeah. Whereas a person with gluten sensitivity feels better when they don't eat gluten.
Is that where you sit?
I feel better when I don't eat gluten.
Okay, can
I'm
we
gonna help you
arrange
here.
a little
See, look
bit
at that.
Yeah.
That was beautiful before.
We have to get moving because all of this is getting
Yeah.
a little bit thick. Okay, so let's have a little bit of a look here.
What do we got? We've got a few small pieces left.
That's it.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
beautiful.
And let's get a few of those leaves tucked in. And we'll just dollop a little bit more sauce on. Then we will put Coles gluten-free breadcrumbs, Rich.
Okay.
Maybe just mostly on the actual pasta itself.
Oh, so just through
Yeah.
that part?
And a secret to making that cauliflower really golden is just a little drizzle of oil.
So that's the part that's going to hit the heat and fry, basically.
Yeah.
Get lots of colour.
Let's go in the oven.
All right, I'll get this for you. Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that'll take around 20 minutes, so we've got some time up our sleeve, Rich.
Well, why don't we go and see Mackie and Claire at the cidery?
Let's go and taste some
Oh,
ciders.
Can't wait to see how they do this. Okay.
This is the press. Hello.
Very good.
Are we lucky enough to try some cider from the back?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's the best way to get into it. So I'll pour you a glass and you can see what you think.
Wonderful. Oh, wow, look how cloudy. Yes.
So this is just at its end of its ferment, guys. So it's quite turbid still.
Really good freshness there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So a real slow ferment keeps a lot of those aromatics in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, very dry. Savoury, though. Lovely.
Yeah.
This has been great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Oh,
Pleasure.
great. It looks pretty good. Ooh,
Oh,
that looks perfect.
beautiful, Rich.
Look at that.
Want to serve some up?
Yeah.
Oh.
So isn't it amazing, like years ago, the people who were gluten intolerant could never have eaten this.
Well, let's just put it this way, Rich. Tuna bake is back on the menu for the gluten intolerant because of the Barilla pasta.
All right.
Shall we dig in?
Sure.
So there you have it. It's our curried cauliflower and tuna bake with our gluten-free penne. For this recipe and every other one we create on the series, head to intolerantcooks.com.au.
It is the cauliflower and the curry that's the best.
You like the curry? That's fantastic.
I got done.
Oh. I particularly like the crust on top. I know whenever I put this on my table in my house, we're all fighting for the crunchy bits around the outside.